me.
Come on.
No.
Okay,
you
now.
Do you have fucking children?
Listen to me.
Why would you do this
Come
to
on.
a fucking girl?
Come on.
Why would you do this? Don't grab me like that.
Listen to me.
Oh my god.
You better freaking quit.
Oh my god. Oh.
Just.
Was that necessary?
Man, I was trying to get you to the car, and you continue to resist. Sit up.
It was not
Just
necessary. It was look at my shirt. I'm bleeding. That was not necessary. Oh my god. That was not necessary. I am 130.
Can you watch? Yes, you got it.
Oh my god.
Under there, chin. Hey, just, I'm gonna get some love.
That was not necessary.
Bit ćete osuđeni kao ratni zločinac. I ja ću vam biti na suđenju.
He doesn't give it. Tell him that his mother is a whore.
Tvoja majka je kurva.
And that he looks like a pig.
A ti izgledaš kao svinja.
In fact, he's an insult to
Stvari, ti
humanity.
si uvreda čovječanstva.
Tell him that if he wants to kill me,
Ako hoćeš mene da ubiješ,
it'd be a lot harder than beating up
biće
young
puno
girls, but
teže
maybe he does
nego
that
tući mlade
because he
cure,
doesn't
a
have a
možda
dick.
to radi zato što nemaš kurac.
Get your dick out.
Izvadi kurac.
Look, come on, let's see your dick.
Ajde, vidimo kurac svoj.
Or are you a eunuch?
Ili si možda evnuh?
Did your mother bite it off when you were having
Možda
sex?
majka tvoja odgrizla dok ste imali seks.
Come on, why let me insult you?
Zašto puštaš da ti
Thought you were a
vrijeđam?
man.
Mislio sam da si čovjek.
Come on, fucker, sort me
Ajde,
out.
kurvin sine, sredi me.
You want to rape me?
Mene da siluješ.
Come on.
Ajde.
Come on, you and me, mate!
Ti i ja.
Šta je? Halo?
That Croat was so happy to get his orders, telling him to let us have the bodies. He knew that James wasn't going to stop until they provoked him, so as he could kill him.
Ow! 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 You like fucking fuck! He shot me!
Taser! 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 What's he done? Pull your hands out! Pull your hands out! Put your hands behind your back! Let go, I'm going to take him again. Let go! Taser, taser, taser!
Nice!
Go on, you knobheads!
Darling, did you get that?
I did, yeah. I can't wait to fucking put it on YouTube either.
No, that was fucking sick. They should have done that, shouldn't
I don't know what the taser all about either, really.
they? Look at his face now.
You stop resisting! Give me your hand!
It don't look like he's resisting to me, you know.
The fucking coppers, you wankers. I that's exactly what I'm fucking on about. Hey, you wankers, you big boys. Yeah, I'm telling you, you big boys. So what? You're fucking wankers, and I see it.
In 1970, women police constables were finally fully integrated into the police service. Before then, women police were still organized in a separate section called the Policewomen's Department. Their mainly social work duties included picking up missing girls and being sent out to deal with female offenders, so that if a woman was found shoplifting, a policewoman would deal with the arrest. Women police did night patrol work in club areas to prevent young girls getting into trouble. Sometimes they were loaned to the CID, or uniform branch. The specialist aspect of the policewoman's work was not so rigid when she was out patrolling the streets, and like her male counterpart, she would have then to deal with anything that came along.
We have two officers to search, please. Keep them there for a moment, non-compliant. Two officers to search. Two officers, please.
Stop pressure pointing me! Stop pressure pointing me! Stop pressure pointing me! Ow, my arm! Get off my arm! Get off me! I'm refusing to be searched. I'm refusing to be searched. I wasn't going anywhere. I am refusing to be searched.
Let go of his leg now.
I am refusing to be searched.
Okay there, Clive.
Peter, what have the police planned for the next few days?
Well, currently it appears there are more police than protesters, but that's hardly surprising because the campaigners have said they will take direct action. To stop that happening, the police have earmarked a budget of £1 million to police this event, and there will be 1,400 officers on standby, and they've been drafted in from 26 different forces up and down the country.
I mean, there are thousands of students protesting today, or people I should say, most of them, the vast majority, very peaceful. Is it clear who these people are who look like they're causing trouble?
Well, I mean, I followed the march all the way from the start, and basically there was a little bit of trouble on High Holborn, but talking to police officers when it started, they had already identified that there were known people who were members of known anarchist groups in the crowd at that point, and they haven't, as we're aware, nothing really has broken away from this main demo, so we can only assume that, you know, that those kind of people are mixed up in this crowd. And we've witnessed ourselves, there are many, many people here dressed in black. I would just move out of the way now because the horses are charging past me. Sorry for that. The horses are now actually charging at the crowd. This is a full-on charge. You can probably see it on the helicopter pictures. And the police line has broken. The horses are now moving backwards again towards me.
The other thing is that I noticed some time ago, Alex, that in Britain and around the world, but Britain because I've lived there and I've seen the change, but a very, very different type of person in uniform and person in dark suit administration was being employed, and the nature of the police, the personality of the police, of airport security, of government administration, was changing. And I wondered, I know they've done it, but how have they done it? And what I realized is that they do something called, among other things, something called psychometric testing, which is a way of asking questions, like in job interviews, to glean the person.
No, it's on record. They hire dumb, power-seeking thugs and control freaks and moron Dudley Do-Rights.
Yeah, and the two characteristics thereafter, and anybody who's been interacting with law enforcement and government administration and the TSA and stuff will understand this. One is a narcissistic personality, which is described as a psychological condition characterized by self-preoccupation, lack of empathy, the repeating...
David, stay there. Back in 60 seconds, davidicke.com.
Yeah, I was talking about these personality types that they have systematically targeted for the uniform and dark sleep professions. Narcissist, a psychological condition characterized by self-preoccupation, lack of empathy, and unconscious deficits in self-esteem. And it's the unconscious deficits in self-esteem that cause these people to act absolutely over the top. When you challenge them, it's like, how dare you challenge me? You know, people getting tasered for just asking for the law that they're being arrested under. And the other one is the psychopath, which is very close. A person with an antisocial personality disorder manifested in aggressive, perverted, criminal, or immoral behavior without empathy, here we go again, or remorse. And of course, all over America and increasingly around the world, you're seeing exactly that type of personality in the uniformed professions, policing, you know, protests and peaceful protests and what have you, and with their brutality. And it's been systematically done. See, they don't, when you want to control the population, you don't want to employ people to enforce your will who have a conscience. That's your worst nightmare. You want people who you've described it, mate, who get a kick from enforcing these things upon other people. That's why they're targeting these personalities, and there's business transformation of the personality in the police around the world, from the old school. And any of those that remain, their daily life must be a nightmare when they live among this stuff now, to this psychopathic, narcissistic, brutal control freak that we see increasingly in uniform.
Well, I tell you, I should do a news report on this, because over the years I've seen the articles, I've read it. Every time I mention it, people don't believe me. But you can find mainstream news. We're going back about 20 years under federal grants. They will not hire officers with over 100 IQ. That's where it starts. Then they have these specialized psychological tests that are between 500 and 1,200 questions, and they can and they say, oh, we're identifying if you're a liar or whatever. No, they are identifying. Before, they wanted tough guys that would follow orders and wanted to protect people. You know, in the old days, it was you weren't in too many fistfights in high school or whatever. You know, your family doesn't. You know, you don't come from tough guys. We don't want you. Or you know, but now it's. They literally want people that relish dominating. And that's why I've been in New York and places and seen women walk over and go, officer, do you know where this is? Do I look like a phone book? I ought to arrest you right now. I mean, it is just outrageous. They want you to know you are trash. We are God.
Yeah, like the guy walking